Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm doing something that I didn't know that I was really gonna do, or well, I did know I was gonna do, but I forgot to mention it. I originally was just gonna have my June haul be the next video I do. I did like a community post about that, but then I remembered that I had planned to do a review of the first two seasons of The Witcher, as season 3 does come out tomorrow, and I did want to just get my thoughts out there for going into season 3. And yeah, so that's what this video is. It's just a review of the first two seasons of The Witcher, what I liked, what I didn't like, and just my overall experience of it. So if you guys do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because I would greatly appreciate it. Be sure to join the Discord down in the description below. And yeah, let's get right into it. So I'm assuming you guys already know what The Witcher is, so I'm not gonna like really go into too much details talking about like a synopsis and all that. So I'm gonna get started by talking about just my experience with it. So originally I tried watching the show about a year ago, right before I moved to Florida. When I was still living in Virginia, I tried watching it, and I couldn't really get into it. I watched like the first 2 or 3-ish episodes, and I kind of enjoyed it, but then kind of didn't at the same time. I just thought that the acting was really cheesy at the time, and I just wasn't invested too much into the plot. And then on top of moving, it just wasn't engaging enough to keep me watching it. There was just better things to do at the time. So flash forward to just a few weeks ago, I finally decided to hop back into it. I really just picked up right where I left off, which honestly didn't matter because I kind of remembered where I was at anyway. Anyway, I just hopped right back in, and after like an episode or two, I got really into it. I really enjoyed what was happening, and keep in mind, there was like a year-ish in between, a little bit less than a year, probably like 8 months, whatever, almost a year in between me trying to watch it prior, and all of a sudden, it just clicked. And I don't know why that is, but the acting just got less cheesy to me, as we're introduced to characters like Yaskier, who was like a comedic relief character. He's really funny, and he definitely made the show a lot better, in my opinion. We had more scenes with Geralt, obviously. I got to really enjoy his character. I mean, Geralt's awesome. Everybody loves Geralt. But just overall, I mean, the plot started to pick up, and I started to understand what was actually happening. One of the big problems with this first season that I know a lot of people had who aren't familiar with the series, like through the books or the games or anything like that, and to be fair, I wasn't really. I mean, I have the third game, and I've played just a little bit of it, not enough though. So I'm familiar with The Witcher, but really the show is what I'm like, really most of my knowledge comes from the show as far as like the storylines. Anyway, a lot of people had a problem with it in the first season because it's what they would call a shattered timeline. So it's not linear in any sense of the word. It is very much all over the place, and you jump around a lot, not only in like places where characters are, but in time. So yeah, it's just really weird in that sense. And I guess that might be part of the reason why I felt so disconnected in the beginning, when I first tried watching it, is because I didn't realize that all of it was like not happening at the same time, and that it was jumping around. I thought that it was all like happening, like the events one after another, but it'll happen, it'll move forward in time and then go back and then move forward. It's a whole thing. But around like the middle to end of season 1, there's a character, the Queen Lady, who's reintroduced, and she meets with Geralt and stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, I guess this isn't really a spoiler, but I was like, she died in like the first episode. Like, how is she back? And I was like, oh, this is a flashback. And then it really clicked, and I was like, oh, so like we're jumping all around. And then by the end, I finally understood that everything we see from Ciri's point of view is like showing her moving towards Geralt, and everything that we're seeing of Geralt is the past and like him moving forward. So it's in the future, well, not in the future, but like in the present and in the past until they eventually collide. And that's sort of like the climax, I guess, of season 1. And then jumping right into season 2, I was just completely invested in the show at this point and in the characters. We focus more on Ciri and Geralt's relationship as they finally are like together, and they've been reunited. So that was interesting, and I was invested in that. It was definitely a very dramatic season versus season 1, which makes sense. It was very much set up, and you're just moving forward towards this like one ultimate point. And then season 2 is a lot of drama on a bunch of different fronts, because there's a lot of political intrigue between like elves and the Nilfgaardians, even the Witchers. There's just a whole lot going on, and it's just very dramatic. I didn't really have any problems with season 2 that I didn't have with season 1, or vice versa. I feel like, once I got over that initial confusion in season 1 and sort of overcame, I guess, what I thought was cheesiness and became acclimated to like the I guess vibe of the show, or just the style of it, I suppose, it just became very clear and enjoyable for the most part. So season 2 wasn't much different at all to me from season 1. In fact, I'd say maybe it's even slightly better, just because it's a linear timeline at this point. And yeah, there's not much else to say except for the fact that I'm just really excited for season 3. I know I'm gonna say the obvious here, and that's that it's the last season that we have with Henry Cavill, who, is perfect as Geralt. Like, I don't know if the other guy can do it as well as him, because now whenever I think of Geralt, I just think of him. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to disconnect that when season 4 rolls around, but nonetheless, season 3, I'm hoping it's fantastic as sort of like just a finale of Henry Cavill's performance as Geralt. So I'm hoping that goes well. The first batch of episodes does drop tomorrow, and yeah, I'm hoping I'm going to hop into that as soon as it comes out, and yeah, I'm just excited. Anyways, thank you all for watching. That's going to be about it for today. Just wanted to, like I said at the very beginning, get my thoughts out there and just let you guys know what I thought of it moving into season 3, and definitely be expecting, I guess, a season 3 review at the end of July or early August, whenever the show finishes up there. So yeah, thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And also be sure to let me know what you guys think of The Witcher show. I know I haven't really read the books at all. I own The Last Wish, which is like the first season of the show. And I also, like I said, played a little bit of The Witcher 3. So if you guys are more well versed in The Witcher than I am, let me know what you think, because I know a lot of like really big fans of the series aren't necessarily the biggest fans of the show. But me, basically all my knowledge is from the show. That's a discussion that I think would be nice to have. So yeah, and if you wanted to go further with that, be sure to join the server. The link in the description. Talk to a bunch of book people about nerd stuff, not just book people, manga people, everything, games. Just come hang out. It's a cool place. Anyways, I'll see you guys later. Peace.